So remember, when we're solving systems by elimination, you have to have both of your equations in standard form. Standard form is when you have x and y on the left and the number on the right. So I can see that the second equation, is not in standard form. I need the number by itself on the right and both of my variables on the left. So what I'm going to do is subtract x from both sides, and now I have negative x plus 4y equals negative 2. Do you see how now it's in standard form? Standard form technically is ax plus by equals c, where a and b and c are your numbers, and then your variables x and y are on the left. So now let's finish solving this. I'm going to rewrite the original first equation here. And look, these are ready to eliminate. So let's keep going. Negative x plus 7x. Remember, we're going to add going straight down. So negative x plus 7x is 6x. The y's cancel out, and negative 2 minus 10 is negative 12. Divide both sides by 6, and we have x is negative 2. We need to go back and figure out why. Why? Because that's the solution. So let's see. Let's take let's do this equation. It doesn't matter which one we use. I could use the first one with the 7x. I could use this one that I'm using, or I could even use the one that we changed. You can use any of this. So let's substitute negative 2 for x. We have 4y equals negative 2 minus 2. That gives me negative 4. Divide both sides by 4. We have y equals negative 1. So our solution is negative 2, negative 1. Now let's do our check. 7x minus 4y equals negative 10. 4y equals x minus 2. And we're going to substitute x and y. So 7 times x. So 7 times negative 2 is negative 14. Negative 4 times negative 1 is positive 4. That should equal negative 10. And it does. That works. But that just means that this point lies on this line. We have to prove that it lies on this line also. So negative 1. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. X is negative 2 minus 2, and check. We've proven that the point, our solution, lies on both lines. So you can see that if they're not both in standard form, all you have to do is move your variables so that they're both on the left and your numbers on the right, and voila, you can do elimination. So this one's a little bit harder because neither one is written in standard form. So let's just do these one at a time. Let's take the 3x. I need to get the y on the other side, so I'm going to subtract 5y from both sides because it's an equation, right? No matter what you do on one side, you have to do the same thing on the other. So now I have 3x minus 5y equals negative 9. Yep, we're in standard form now. That was this one. Now let's do this one. So we have 2y equals 3x plus 3. Again, I need my variables on the left, so I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. I'm going to write it so that my x is first, because that's standard form. Plus 2y equals 3. And we're done. That's standard form. Let's take these together. 3x minus 5y equals negative 9. Negative 3x plus 2y is 3. And look at that. How nice. These are already set for us to eliminate. Thank you for that. So we just have to worry about negative 5y plus 2, which is negative 3y. Negative 9 minus 3 is negative 6. Divide both sides by negative 3, and we have y equals 2. Because remember, a negative divided by negative is positive. So that's the y. Let's figure out x. Again, it doesn't matter which one we use. I'm going to use the first one. 3x equals 5y minus 9. And I'm running a little tight on space. Y is 2, so 5 times 2, that's 10. 10 minus 9 is 1. Divide both sides by 3. we have x equals 1/3. So let's go back and figure out what y is. Are you ready? I'm ready. Oh, duh, we already have y. I'm trying to make it harder than it is. So here's our solution, 1/3 for x and 2 for y, but let's do our checks. Oh, we haven't used green yet. Let's see. So we have 3x is 5y minus 9. And again, I can use either one of these other equations, either one of the equations that I've rewritten. That's fine. It doesn't matter because they're all equivalent expressions. And I'm going to do 2y equals 3x plus 3. All right, let's start substituting. X is 1/3, so 3 times 1/3, that's just 1. 5 times y, well, that means 5 times 2, which is 10. And 10 minus 9 is 1. Hey, that works. All right, for this one, 2 times y, well, that's 2 times 2, which is 4. 3 times 1/3 is 1. And 1 plus 3 is 4. It works both ways. So again, this one was a little bit harder because you had to convert both equations to standard form. But once you converted them, the x is canceled out right away, so there was very minimal work there. Okay, in this example, it's only the first equation that we need to change. So let's change that one. So we have 10x minus 5 equals 3y. So the first thing I'm going to do, just to make things a little easier, is I'm going to have them switch sides. So everything on the right I'm going to put on the left, and everything on the left I'm going to put on the right. And you'll see why that's going to make a difference in a moment. You don't have to do this step. This is just how I would solve it. So now I can see I need to move this x term to the left, right? Because standard form has your x and y on the left, and your number on the right. So I'm going to put the x first, and now we're ready to finish solving. Let's take our other equation. 2x minus 3y equals 1, and voila. They're already set up for elimination. Isn't that nice? I love it when math is easy. So remember we're adding, going straight down, because we're really combining like terms. Negative 10x and 2x is negative 8x. Negative 5 plus 1 is negative 4. Divide both sides by negative 8. And your negatives are going to cancel, right? Because negative divided by negative is positive. And we get 4/8, which, simplified, is 1/2. So there's your x term. Let's go figure out y. Doesn't matter which one we use. What should we do? Which one do you want to do? I'm going to go with the second one. Let's do 2x minus 3y equals 1. So 2 times 1/2, or half of 2, that's 1, minus 3y equals 1. Let's subtract 1 from both sides. We have negative 3y equals 0. What? Divide both sides by negative 3. Well, 0 divided by anything is 0. So our y term is 0. So we have our solution, 1/2, 0. Now let's do our checks. Again, it doesn't matter which equations you want to use. You could use the 10x minus 5 equals 3y, or I could use negative 10x plus 3y equals negative 5. Doesn't matter because they're equivalent. I could use a 2x minus 3y, or I could use, well, that's the only one we had. So I'm going to use the original ones just to keep it 10x minus 5 equals 3y. And then we'll do 2x minus 3y equals 1. Okay, so let's get to work. This is my x, this is my y. 10 times 1/2 is the same as saying half of 10, which is 5. So it's 5 minus 5 equals 3 times y, which is 0. Oh, 5 minus 5 is 0, and 3 times 0 is 0. Check. What about this one? So 2 times 1/2 is like half of 2, which is 1, minus 3 times y. Well, 3 times 0 is 0. And 1 is 1. So we've proven that is our solution. And that's it. 3 of the hardest examples from the Frog Shoes worksheet. I hope that's helpful.